Good morning, students. Welcome to English class. Today, we are dealing with Vistas, Prose 3, Journey to the End of the Earth, written by Tishani Doshi. Part 1. That's page number 18 to 20. About the author. Tishani Doshi is a poet, writer, and dancer born in Chennai, India. She is a freelance journalist and her work has appeared in newspapers and journals such as The Guardian, The National, and The Hindu. Doshi is widely acclaimed as a creative writer. Her honors and awards include an Eric Grigori Award and an All India Poetry Prize. Now let's see what the lesson is about. The lesson is an account of the author during her journey to the end of the earth, Antarctica, under Students on Ice program headed by a Canadian, Geoff Green. Students on Ice is a program which takes young minds to different ends of the world. Thus, it gives an insight into how Antarctica is the place you should visit to have a glimpse of the past, present, and the future in its realistic form. Children, please go through the words and its meanings given in the next 2 slides. Now the lesson in detail. In the beginning of the lesson, the author talks about her journey to one of the coldest, driest, and windiest continent on Earth, that's Antarctica. She reached there on a Russian research vessel known as the Academic Shokalsky. Tishani began her journey from Madras. The present name of Madras is Chennai. So she began from Madras, crossed 9 time zones, 6 checkpoints, 3 water bodies, and just as many ecospheres. So it was a long journey for Tishani to reach Antarctica. A bit of information about the Russian research vessel Academic Shokalsky. Academic Shokalsky is an ice-strengthened ship built in Finland in 1982 and originally used for oceanographic research. In 1998, she was fully refurbished to serve as a research ship for Arctic and Antarctic work. She is also used for expedition cruising. She is named after the Russian oceanographer Yuli Shokalsky. Moving on to the second paragraph. Tishani took about 100 hours of combined traveling by car, aeroplane, and then a ship to reach the continent. So, when she first set her feet on the continent, she felt utmost relief, for it was all white as far as the eyes could see. The sight of the blue horizon was also very comforting. She was astonished by the fact that there was once a time when India and Antarctica were geographically connected. The history behind Antarctica. Millions of years ago, there was a supercontinent known as Gondwana, from which Antarctica and India are supposed to have been parted off. The situation, however, was completely different from how it's right now. There were no humans and the climate was warmer, which gave rise to huge varieties of flora and fauna. Gondwana flourished for 500 million years until dinosaurs got extinct and human beings came into existence. The huge continent was then forced into segregation to form countries and the world as we know of it today.
150 million years ago, the supercontinent Gondwana began to split apart, and the triangular landmass that is now modern India broke away. This Indian plate drifted northwards over a volcanic hotspot. Boiling magma pushed up into the Earth's crust and heated the land. The edge of the Indian plateau morphed and faltered into a crumpled line of mountains. By the time India bumped into mainland Asia and began pushing up the Himalayas, The Western Ghats were long established and already home to a wealth of wildlife.
According to the author, if one wants to have a glimpse of history and our future, Antarctica is the right place. It's the best place to research and understand about mountain ranges and low elevation continents, ozone and carbon, evolution and extinction. It's capable of giving an insight to the future, and that can be really startling. It was a very different experience for the author as being a South Indian sun worshipping person. It was hard for her or anyone else to imagine living in a place where 90% of the Earth's total ice volumes are stored. A place untouched by humans and their inventions. It gives an experience that makes you forget about all the other things. And she mentions that it was just like walking into a giant ping pong ball devoid of any human markers like trees, billboards or buildings. And actually it was just like losing all earthly sense perspective and time when she was there. Though she couldn't find any sign of human development, she had an incredible experience there. From small creatures like midges and mites to huge creatures like blue whales and icebergs as big as countries, everything can be found in Antarctica. Days are never ending with sunlight all the time falling on the southern hemisphere. It's such a quiet place interrupted only by occasional avalanche. It's a setting that forces you to ponder upon Earth's geological history and helps you foresee future which for humans doesn't seem very pleasant. So here the author mentions that there is a strange sort of brightness and all-pervading peace in Antarctica. Okay, and she could find creatures like midges and mites there. Midges and mites are small types of insects. So this situation that she experienced in Antarctica was in contrast to the experience that she had in her homeland. So she is asking us, the human beings, to ponder over the geological history and then predict what is waiting for us in future, which definitely will not be very pleasant for us. Thank you, children. Hope the first part is clear. We will deal with part 2 in the next class. Bye. Take care.